There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Jesus. All right, are we good?
Yeah!
All right, that's Marcus. I'm Ben. With us as always.
Rhyming with the time and Henry Zabrowski, rapping Henry.
How many other rhymes?
Rippity rap, rhymes.
You said one rhyme. And that was rhyming and timing, because those are just the same word over and over again.
I thought that was what rap. What is
No.
hip hop?
No?
Hip hop.
You know what? Let's just
That's something
redo
the
it.
frogs do. That's something music does.
That's right. And I'll be you. Say who's here with us?
Who's here?
White Henry Zabrowski, the whitest of all. Henry Zabrowski.
I've told them I'm an official black and I'm an official Jew. What? I got cards in my wallet.
Did you just send out for him?
Oh yes, very much so. I have them made. I had them made for free, except for shipping and handling. $3.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant you had your maid do it. Your Hispanic maid who hates you, who has made you an honorary
She shouldn't
Hispanic.
hate me. I am helping her. I am employing her. It's hard out there for a maid.
All right. So today,
Can't just clean the street.
all right. Speaking of maids and nannies and people of that nature, today we're talking a whole bunch about children. And God
Attack
knows
the children.
Attack the Children is the name of the episode. We came up with the episode we're going to talk about.
Children are just so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because
Very
number
vulnerable.
one, you can say anything to a child if you got a policeman's hat on. Number one. Number
that is
two,
true.
you can say anything to a child if you just physically are in control of the child.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, put him in a big sack.
Will they
sell
listen,
sacks
though?
enough because. How many potatoes would you say is comparison to the size of a child?
80 potatoes.
Which is like a sack of potatoes.
That's one sack of
Boom.
potatoes.
Got it in my truck. But I don't have a sack of potatoes in my truck. I have a dead child in my truck.
Well, speaking of pedophiles and people who may or may not have
Absolutely.
killed dead children, the person that got us interested in Attack the Child is a fellow named Jimmy Saville. He was a...
What a good name.
A great name. He's an English DJ.
And he certainly has a face for radio.
He does.
You know what I'm saying?
He also hosted a BBC television show called Jim Will Fix It. No, that's true. Jim Will Fix It, and he was, but mostly known as a DJ.
Wait a second. It wasn't called Ribbity Rap. It's Dibbin' to Fix It.
It might have been. I actually don't know. The British are weird.
Ribbity Rap. Fuck.
No, I don't have
Nothing. I have nothing left for that. That is all I had.
It was fine.
I'm gonna have to repeat it for the rest of the episode.
No. Take that rippity rap and you put that
why
in
don't you
the
just-
potato bag.
Yeah, put
Okay?
that in a potato bag and put it in your truck.
Okay, I understand that metaphor. Yeah.
So Jimmy Saville,
Your joke is a dead child.
right?
I love it then.
The only difference is dead children are hilarious. Am I right? No, the joke was good, Henry.
Ribbity Rap.
Okay, is it out? Is it out of the potato sack? Put it back in the potato sack because it jumped out. It almost hip hopped out of there. Okay. Oh, now you got me being the worst.
Like a friggity frog. Friggity frog. Log. It's a frog rot.
God, I have to fight it. It's good.
We're doing this at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, a little bit different. We're usually a morning podcast. But Jimmy Saville, he was recently came out that he a major pedophile. He liked 14, 13-year-old, 12-year-old
Would you say pedophile
girls.
or would you say connoisseur of the innocent?
He was a connoisseur of the innocent, as many pedophiles are. I mean, really a supreme pedophile leader, and the scandal grows larger because...
What is the actual details of the scandal?
Well, the scandal is everybody sort of knew about it. His entire career. He died in his 80s. His tombstone has now been... next, it's off. They're going to revoke his knighthood because apparently you could be a radio DJ and then get knighted for it in the
They
UK.
find things really weird to be important in England.
They do.
TV presenters, as they call them, are very, very important people.
Why is that?
hear W. Jimmy Saville from the television show Jim Will Fix It. This is pathetic.
Yeah,
horrible.
Not only that, but all the families that are that have
Daniel
graves. All the families that have graves around Jimmy Saville are petitioning to get him moved out of the graveyard because they don't want to see the fucking pedophile when they go to visit grandma.
The rough was the thing was like they should have noticed when the tombstone was the size of a giant ass with a kid crawling inside.
Right.
That should have been the big like red flag there.
The big scandal is, of course, BBC and BBC Radio 1 that he worked for, run by the government, and it's up there with the Penn State situation or the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's like a massive thing.
Yeah,
right?
everybody knew about it, and they would just kind of crack jokes about it. One girl was getting molested as they were doing a radio show. She went to the producer and was like, Jimmy Saville is really getting uncivil with me, if you will. and the producer just said, what are you, a lesbian? I mean, that's how honored this man was.
My question, was she a lesbian?
Now she is. Now she is, without a doubt. She won't let a penis within a 10-yard radius of her.
So my question is, so how young were these kids?
12, 13, 14.
Jesus Christ.
You know, so they were young. And the main conflict, of course, is that everybody knew about it. No higher-ups did anything. And so we got thinking about how children are used when it comes for political gain or social gain.
It's very interesting because it cuts back to a U.S. program called Project MKUltra, which we're going to start getting really deep into very soon.
Yes.
Which is they become now the really sort of crippling obsession of us. I spent the last 9 hours watching videos about children being raped while on LSD in order to make them into super assassins. So I'm in a weird state of frame of mind going on. Anyway, what's going on? I just ate a quesadilla that was 7 hours old.
It wasn't 7 hours old. It was
Not
4
that
hours
bad.
old.
4 hours.
I ate 3/4 of this cake. I wouldn't have offered
I'm
it to you.
just saying,
I was trying to be nice.
Tie it back to MKUltra. This is the same kind of torture techniques we used in order to break a person's psyche down. Feed him old quesadillas.
That's right.
Hit him with a fire hose while he's asleep.
Well, I think that's what they did during the civil rights movement for different reasons. But basically what it comes down to is a person in power tends to abuse children.
That was like a street fair thing, though.
Just for fun?
When they got hit with the hose.
Hit with the hose? You grew up in Queens. I mean, I have no idea what you guys were up to on the summer nights.
It's true.
Okay.
Well, it's also rumored that now it's coming out that Jimmy Saville might have also been a child killer.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
And what is this rumor about?
This rumor
Which is so strange because it's like all he wanted to do was take care of them and make love to the children. Why would he want to hurt them?
I don't understand it.
Well, what happened is there was a man, a serial killer in England, in the northern England area, in Yorkshire.
In Cheshire.
In Cheshire.
Up in Monte-Atlantic Lake.
The sad thing is you just listed 2 towns that actually
No,
exist.
that's Wales.
I'm sorry.
You're thinking of Wales.
Oh, yeah. Cheshire.
Yeah. But this man killed 12, proven to have killed 12 women, possibly 13 in Yorkshire in the 70s.
Now, this is the Yorkshire Ripper.
The Yorkshire Ripper is the man that was in this mental hospital because in England, they don't have the death penalty or anything. They just send him to a mental hospital.
Right.
Yeah, where they sit and make tea cozies all day.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck on an ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
God, I
very
love that
easily
ice.
can escape from those places, as they have in New Jersey from all of their mental institutions and all of their halfway
Yeah, because all the
houses.
security officers break for tea and they stomp on an American flag for half an hour and then they go back to work.
That's right. That's
Too distracted thinking about how we got hamburgers and all they got is stupid dry crumpets.
I mean, I've heard that. I've heard they're very upset about the hamburger. It might have gone over the ocean. I'm not sure.
Quite possibly. And so this man was in a mental hospital in the 80s, and Jimmy Saville, out of nowhere, was given a job to oversee like an administrative overhaul at this mental hospital in like 84.
Why? Why would you
No
give
one
a man
knows.
from the
Why wouldn't you?
radio?
No one knows because he had no actual training doing any of this type of stuff. Has no administrative experience, no mental health
I mean,
experience.
maybe they didn't realize
But-
he was completely insane because he's around a bunch of lunatics. Jimmy Saville walks in. They're like a normal guy.
Yeah.
This is good. We'll give him the job.
Yeah, he had his own keys to the hospital. He could go anywhere in the hospital. And out of everyone in this entire hospital, Jimmy Saville made good friends with the Yorkshire Ripper, Mr. Peter Sutcliffe.
Well, maybe he was funny.
I'm sure he was. If you're a child, you want keys to, Wonka's chocolate factory. But
Also,
if
I
you're a
know-
pedophile and a lunatic, you want keys to the loony bin.
Peter Sutcliffe also, from what I remember, he believed that he was told by God he killed prostitutes.
He was it wasn't just prostitutes.
But he was told
Yeah.
he believed that God was telling him to do this in order to like purify the world, and they called him the Yorkshire Ripper because I forget what it was. It was it was ghastly murders, but I do know that his calling card was hitting them on the head with a lead pipe.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
man.
Good way to
He
do
would
it.
just like give that to you before he hit you on the head with a lead pipe.
He'd give you the pipe. It was like a marathon. He's
Oh,
like,
I
now
see.
you run.
And he also was in television. because my girlfriend Nikita is from Yorkshire, and her mom and a lot of her family were in Yorkshire during this time, and
just sitting there throwing tea at the harbor, saying like, "Oh, George Washington was a fag,"
yeah,
and stuff like that about America.
I'm with you, man.
And,
I don't know what they're up to over there.
And what Nikita says in an email, he worked at the same TV factory my Nana worked at. He used to babysit for one of my mom's school friends up by Heaton.
Jimmy Saville.
No, not Jimmy Saville. The Yorkshire Ripper.
Peter Sutcliffe?
Peter Sutcliffe, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What was he like? Was he funny?
I mean, I feel like you want him to be really funny.
I want all serial killers to be kind of
I know.
funny.
You want him to be kind of charming.
Yeah, and women were just losing their shit the entire time. Bodies just popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And so he's still, but yeah, meanwhile, they're sitting there playing Nintendo going like, God told me I'd win today. It's just like, that's weird, Peter. You're being weird.
Yeah. I just wonder what a TV factory is.
What is a TV? Like an actual place where they build
I think it is an actual
TVs?
place where they build
they make
TVs.
TVs.
Yeah, but Munchester sounds like a place that people would work in a factory.
The worst job ever, though, because now you go.
Donny Bunny.
You work at a car shop. You can go home and you watch TV. If you work and make TVs for a living, you can't go home and watch TV.
Oh God, no! The last thing you want to see is a TV.
They must love the theater.
You just love the window.
Yeah,
you like just
love
look
the
out a
window.
window. It's really happening. It's like a TV, but it's for life.
It's like a real boring reality show, a reality show. But basically, what had happened here, I think Jimmy Saville was probably drawn to the Yorkshire Ripper because they're both absolutely egotistical maniacs.
Yeah, and it's rumored that they may have known each other beforehand.
Whoa!
Interesting.
Yeah.
I honestly bet that's what it was.
There's a serial killer profiler that suspects that the two of them may have known each other beforehand.
Yeah, they were bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, they watched the kids together.
They had a lot to talk about, and really, there's not
He
many
was
people you can
lookout
talk
for
about
Jimmy
this stuff
Saville
with.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Because Peter Sutcliffe was such a great babysitter.
It was just a very different time as well. Jimmy Saville's big thing while he was doing his television show, before he would throw it to a clip that was like really fantastic and imaginary, similar to our version of Mr. Rogers, he would ash his cigar. That's what he would ash his cigar up into the air,
That's
and then he
amazing.
would throw it to a
so
clip.
he also ran a children's show?
That was Jim'll Fix It.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jim'll Fix It is the name of the show,
Again.
which is, oh, you have a boo-boo? Jim'll Fix It. And then he's,
Sucking on the boo-boo for 5 minutes. And you're like, why is he sucking on my skin knee for so long? And he's like, I'm getting younger every minute.
That's right. He might have been a vampire.
He sounds like Vlad the Impaler.
He kind of looks like Vlad the Impaler, actually.
And also, a former nurse said that pedophile patients gravitated towards Seville. Like, they would just sort of follow him along like a weird pedophile Pied Piper.
Interesting.
He was good with kids. He was really good with kids.
was
It's like
interesting.
George Clooney's like really good with ladies.
Yeah.
And a lot of the staff said, he should be behind bars. We used to laugh about it in those days.
I know, very, very bizarre. But speaking of children behind bars, this takes us to MK Ultra, which is one of the most disturbing CIA undercover operations that we have heard about in quite a while, and we've heard about a lot of them in recent weeks.
Because the big thing here is like with both of these stories, we can both say that the children are the victim, one side.
Let's just stick
maybe
with that
right
side.
or
Probably that one.
that children were the aggressors. If they were trained by the CIA,
We're going to go controversial Henry
I'm just saying
Zabrowski.
this. I'm just saying this. No, I don't really believe this, but I do say that but this is where it comes into. What if these were agents set in to frame important members of society, like not unlike Kevin Clash with a certain set of allegations that came out about him, which are not true. He just the child recanted.
And the story that Henry is referencing is Kevin Clash. He is the voice of Elmo. He's the star of Being Elmo. He's a great guy. He's gay. And I think that sort of led to a boy who was at 16 at the time, said he was, he was raped by him. They did have a sexual relationship, but the boy was 18. And so that's where that story is.
So he's a bit of a creep, but he's not a criminal.
He's not a criminal, but the
and
big
really,
thing
if this
is,
was a woman, no one would be talking about it. So I think there's a bit of a double standard there, and people are like,
I don't know, I
"Ooh,
still think
Elmo's
it's a little-
gay."
I still think it's a
I
little
think it's a
creepy.
little bit disgusting
Yeah.
because I don't want to have. I'm 31 and I don't want to be with an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I just think that, Elmo just can't fuck anymore. I'm
Right.
sorry, Kevin Clash, you can't fuck anymore.
That's
Stop
it,
it.
the whole
You're
thing.
Elmo. You're Elmo now. You don't fuck.
That's the thing.
You don't
Like,
fuck. You sit in your house. Whatever it is you do inside your gated mansion and let no one else see
Right.
it because you're Elmo now.
Yeah.
You are Elmo. I mean, and that's the thing.
But
when
then
you,
again,
when you play in the.
he could have been the victim of a highly trained child seductor by the CIA. through the Project MK Ultra.
Well, that's a whole different kind of honey trap, isn't it?
Oh, you
It
bet,
is.
friend.
Yes, and I will say for the Elmo guy, it's tough when you're in the child business. Much like Pee Wee Herman got caught jacking off in the theater, if he even was jacking off, ruined his career. Fred Willard got caught jacking off. More jobs than ever.
Absolutely, because again, he was really funny while he was doing it.
Exactly.
Being funny covers a lot of gaps in personality.
I mean, just look at us.
Look at us.
Yeah.
And so let's just start off. Okay, so let's get in this MK Ultra. Just let's go super bass.
All right, it's the year 1953. I don't
know if that's the music of the time.
That's,
what is that song?
I think that's from is that the Roaring 20s?
1953.
Okay.
Imagine your kitchen is green for some reason because that was big at the time, or
remember that.
orange. A
Tile
lot of
floors,
that going
yeah.
on. It's 1953. Project MK Ultra was a program installed by the CIA. Actually, it started when CIA was known as the OSS back in the 50s, and it was a program that was it was trying to develop techniques in order to help interrogation, either to interrogate or to defy interrogation, and also to maybe create new ways.
A super soldier.
There's some people who say that it's a super soldier. It actually has distinct goals. Let me actually put this. So what they use is a combination of psychotropic drugs, which they invented in order to do this.
CIA created. As it also, in a great documentary, we discovered that people thought that magic mushrooms were a myth.
Absolutely.
Until they finally discovered those under the cow dung. Bad day for whatever intern had to go find the mushrooms.
Absolutely, yeah, because you have to wait
Good
through all
day
this
for the-
shit, but
yeah.
you get to eat the mushrooms, and then it's
But these ones work, I think.
touch of grape. Yeah,
I'm
Grateful Dead
sweating.
was really good at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sweating too. I'm wearing underoos and 3 shirts because it's 40 degrees outside and it is 95 degrees in the studio.
95. It's not 95 in here. It's
Shut your mouth!
It's a balmy 74.
So, all right, the agency poured millions of dollars into studies examining methods of influencing and controlling the mind and of enhancing their ability to extract information from resistant subjects during interrogation. And when they're finding a byproduct of a lot of that was figuring out how to make a blank slate of the mind in order to place a reprogram onto it to either use you as an assassin or a spy, in which basically fracture your personality into a bunch of different shards so that you can do an action, like you can go and kill somebody, or you can go and be captured purposefully by the Koreans and go
Basically-
deep into their interrogation system and come back and remember none of it, so you don't have any psychological trauma, and they can just conjure back the information anytime they want using
It's like
hypnosis.
It's like what every director does before he directs Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Just erase her brain and just drone out.
But with all of this also...
But of course, this is done. The erasing of the brain is done. So if they are interrogated, they have no information to give. All
Absolutely.
they know is what they've been fed.
And
It's like a
part of-
Manchurian candidate.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is, they always say, oh, that's ridiculous. We never could have done that. But the stuff that they did do is absolutely fucking bonkers.
So the stuff that they did do, I mean, is this like...
is stuff that they did do.
and this is on record.
This is on as much record as they have. The problem is when they shut down the program in 1973, they burned everything. Because,
There's
of
another-
course, because it was highly illegal.
It's disgusting. It's like, yeah.
It's disgusting.
But there is another project, Project Blackbird.
There's a lot of stuff.
So there's
Project
some
Blackbird, there's
circle-
Project Artichoke,
Right.
which was another one, and then all that started with a program called Operation Paperclip, which happened in the 1940s. It started from back then when it was still just
What
the
do you
OSS.
think the man was doing when he thought of Operation Paperclip? He was like, "What's the name of your operation?" And he's just like looking all
and
around
then he
his desk.
choked
and
on a paperclip.
paperclip. No, thank
What am I talking about right now? What am I talking? Oh my God, it's a paperclip.
All right, Operation Paperclip.
But the Operation Paperclip involved going into Nazi Germany after Nazi Germany was defeated during the war and taking all their primo scientists and bringing them back to America, expunging their past, and then it was called Operation Paperclip because that was what they call the action of paperclipping a new bio to their name.
Okay.
And so their new bios were, so basically they had all of like Dr. Mengele's assistants and stuff, and they came in and they said, what we found is doing Mengele's experiments in Nazi fucking Germany, that you can break someone's personality down by sensory deprivation, trauma, both just normal physical and sexual, sleep deprivation and isolation, and then making them sleep, drugging them,
Right.
and then, using amphetamines, barbiturates over and over. They were talking about, they would have, the early experiments is that they have one IV in one arm feeding in amphetamines, and one IV in the other arm feeding in barbiturates. And what they do is they pump them full of our barbiturates until they were about to pass out, and then they pump them up with amphetamines, and they pop up, and they start like talking like this.
The
But
guy's like,
sometimes,
why did I wake up with a candy necklace? What is happening?
But they were talking, but the main idea then was truth serum.
Right.
What we want to make is a way to make someone say whatever
break
it is
them
we
down,
want,
which
to
is
break
the
them
main
down.
idea now. And on a lesser level, obviously, we're still using these things. If you recall in Guantanamo Bay, they have the lights on all the time. Pantera and Metallica was blared in their sensory, to like just completely make people go absolutely insane. And isolation in prisons, it drives people absolutely batshit insane. So
But
the
what they-
ideas did work.
the way they
not to make a
ramp it up-
CIA agent, but to make a lunatic.
Yes, but that's what they were talking about. It's like that was the main thing. It's like using LSD as well. It's like, how do you? What was the the actual term for the original version of it? Project Artichoke was using hypnosis and prescription drugs. What was it to make people do something against their moral or personal will? Like it was like this thing. Then that was on the books. That was what it was about. It was like try to make someone do something that it's purposely against their will, which is hypnosis is supposed to be impossible to do. And where this connects back to where we're talking about the BBC area is that a part of as the research continued, because originally, as it started, they made LSD and they took all the psilocybin out of the mushrooms. And when they discovered it's like fun. It produces really interesting societal results. Yeah. So they would do it, for rats and monkeys for a while. And then what they started doing in the offices is that they wanted to get pure, uncontaminated test results. So they should just dope people. They just used to just put it in people's coffee and watch them act and do all this stuff. And they did it to a whole town. They dumped a bunch of LSD into a town's water supply and watched the town fall apart.
Honey, how was your day? It was
I don't
purple.
know. The apples
like a purple
were
day?
the apples were piggies.
Yeah, I ate like 4 piggies. But I think
apples. I don't know.
you're covered in blood.
Just quit putting your face against the television.
What are my knees?
Oh, your knees are your legs, elbows. Ah! Just a touch of gray.
That sounds like a good time.
That's not bad.
But that's where. But then again, they found that LSD was too unpredictable. Yeah. But that's just where it started. But then it moved towards who are we really Who are we the ultimate test subjects for this? And first thing that they did was up to
this point they were only using adults.
They were only using adults and volunteers. This is where Timothy Leary did acid for the first time. This is where Ken Kesey did acid for the first time. Allen Ginsberg. All those people signed up for these free, or what they used to call the acid tests.
Why the fuck wouldn't you? Free meatballs and hoagies over here. That'd be absolutely. I think I'll be there.
And this is like the pure
this
LSD.
Was the stuff that made you fucking trip nuts.
Yeah.
We don't get it now.
No,
we don't have that
it doesn't
anymore.
exist anymore.
Because it was debilitating.
Yeah.
Because it was you sit there banging your head against the table, and you come back I had a really wonderful time.
Right.
And it's also those are the guys that just don't come back.
Oh yeah.
But
they also turned it all into a counterculture, and that's a part of what the CIA was smacking themselves for, because they inadvertently made the '60s counterculture while doing their nefarious fucking tests, which is amazing.
Right. That's a sweet irony of that.
Yeah, they made the hippies that they hate so much because it fucking ruled, bro. Thanks, CIA.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they were using it on test subjects.
But they realized what you could do is the goal is they're how do you get to the bottom of somebody, and a part of what these Nazi scientists showed them.
Ask Jimmy Saville. Am I right? He knew how to do it.
He would have been really good with the CIA back in the day.
Oh yeah,
he would have been a top star dude. There was a guy named George White who ran the original version of Project MK Ultra, and they was talking about how he was a sick motherfucker. And all these people came out and they said all this stuff about we regret the test that happened during this period of time, blah blah blah. He said, and when they asked George, it was fun.
Fun.
Who said that?
George White, the guy who was originally in charge of Project MK Ultra.
And if you get a chance on YouTube, there's some great documentaries, and
we'll post them all up on.
the guy is unbelievably disturbing.
A monster.
If you were tripping on acid and you saw his face, you would swear that it was like a bizarre detached elephant that escaped the zoo.
Yeah, but the original tests were really interesting because they'd have two people sitting in a room. Both of them would be on acid. They would have like one be on acid and one would wait, and then they would describe the other person's actions. And then when the acid ran out on the other one would get acid, and they would do it back and forth. So then it spread from volunteers to mental patients, because then it was this idea of like, well, we want to make a disorienting effect. Like, we want to make a drug that will make a disorienting effect. Let's figure out how to like reproduce schizophrenic symptoms by using schizophrenics, and then in the end we'll tell them it's like this therapy, but it's not.
Right.
So they would do the same thing. They would be using acid and sleep deprivation, and then forced sleep, and then electroshock therapy, and all these like horrible things.
You know what? Reagan really fucked up in the 80s when he emptied out all the mental hospitals. We lost a lot of good guinea pigs then.
We lost a lot of fun, cool dudes.
Yeah.
That could have been there trying LSD.
Yeah, and they just went and became homeless, and when before they could have been trying LSD.
Yeah.
But I mean, possibly going literally like deathly insane.
Totally
Or what if it just,
dangerously
like,
insane.
What if
Yeah.
it really worked? They just put on a 3-piece suit, got a briefcase, and went to work.
It didn't work for. That's the thing, though, is it didn't work for any of these people. And then every detail I read, it's real. It's really fucking real.
It is
But a
real.
part of what they did, it was because this was the height of the Cold War, like when all the stuff was going on. The idea was, there was all these spy games going on. So you wanted to make indestructible spies, and then what you wanted to do was that you wanted to get leverage on people in order to get secrets from them. And so the main crux of the project turned into using children, breaking them down mentally and physically, and then what you did that using sexual abuse, using physical abuse, using again sleep deprivation, like all of that, and LSD. You break them down so they don't know who they are anymore, and then what they would do is they would
you could argue a 9-year-old has no idea who they are.
Yeah, but
which
they
is
were
why
just
they chose children.
They would break them down mentally, because what they learned from the Nazis, and they were talking about, is that sufferers of sexual abuse, right? If you rape them until they're a robot, their vision increases by 44%. Their resistance to disease increases by some X number. Their ability to learn language, their photographic memory increases because of the horrible memories that you create in their brains.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
not
get
what you want to have happen as a side effect.
But that's what they're talking about. All of these victims, and it came out later on talking about it, is that like, I blame the fucking photographic memory that the CIA gave me. I remember every instance of what happened to me, of like after the fact. I mean, then again, it's like lots of people are very flawed.
There's a great test. I'm sorry, what was it?
I wonder, how did they choose the guy who did the sexual abuse?
I think that they chose themselves.
But that's the thing.
All right, guys, this is not a trick question, first of all.
Right.
Who wants to rape the kid? I'll do it. Jimmy?
Interesting. Mr.
Jimmy, you're not even
Saville.
from here.
Oh, come on.
Come
Hey,
on.
let me get a shot. You know I'm good for it. Hey there, body mine. Hey there, body mine. Let me get a shot at him.
It sounds like Liam Gallagher.
But that's just where was I? It's this horrible, but yeah.
No, that's what happened.
So
No.
Kathy O'Brien is a very famous victim of MK Ultra, and she came out and talked about it. But the stuff she says is that she said she saw that Bill Clinton was there, and that Waylon Jennings was there, and all this stuff.
Now, I don't believe that.
Absolutely, but
Waylon.
they also said all this stuff about like satanic ritual and imagery and stuff.
Right.
But then that was happening to her while it was going on, is they would show up dressed as satanic priests and doing all this stuff. But then there's even another layer on top of that, in which they're talking about the way they guarded their own their identities, was feeding those auto-suggestions into her, like basically like using imagery of Bill Clinton, using imagery of like these people,
Right.
that you mess up her memories about who's raping her, except for the fact she remembers every inch of what their dick looks like, which I was reading about, like, and like all this stuff, and it's like you go in there and these are men that are, because those men are also drugged.
Yeah.
The people that are raping these kids are drugged. The whole thing is this, they would use the
Double drugging.
they would use the whole thing against each other, because so then the memory never happened. And then the idea is you take these brainwashed children who have no memory, and you slip a fucking Mickey to some foreign dignitary that you want to do. And they used to have these places. I forget what the term was. It was called, I think they just called them safe houses. They had one in London. They had one in Greenwich Village. They had one in San Francisco, where they would lure people. I had it in it's Operation Nightbox, something like that.
Well, the thing is,
where they would have these people show up and they would have kids in the bed and they would put drugged foreign dignitaries in the bed with the kids and then they wire the whole thing for sound and with cameras and then at the very end they would be like, hey, you should probably side with the U.S. when you go to meet with the UN next week because if not we're going to tell everyone that you're a fucking pedophile.
It's a great form of blackmail. And the people, there's another great testimony that's being given and you can see both of the women on YouTube there and they're in front of the, what was that? That's just a congressional committee, I believe.
There was a thing called, I think it's called the Grenada Council, which is a group of people that got together. They're victims of government malfeasance.
And their testimony is absolutely heartbreaking. It's completely insane, but they do remember everything. And it's really, when you're hearing these adults, these were both women and they were kidnapped at 9. You know, one was a runaway and the other one, I'm not sure exactly how they got her. It really backfired. This whole idea that you could make a strong, intelligent, sneaky CIA agent by completely shattering their psyche and self-esteem is visibly a wrong decision to make as soon as you see them as adults.
We actually don't even know the extent of their actual success because who knows? Because the idea is that everything that they succeeded in doing, we would never know because it's so secret. We just know the ultimate failures, which like the scientist...
the only person that I could see that would be an actual Manchurian candidate was dumb Jimmy Carter. And I mentioned him before, and I mentioned we make him a peanut farmer, and he talks like a fucking retard. Is like that is the only one that I could see that maybe was affected by a child sexual abuse.
Noticeably, the biggest one was a scientist named Frank Olson. They dosed him. They put LSD in his coffee, and they watched him slip into a depression after not knowing what was going wrong with him, and he killed himself.
Yeah,
that's just stuff that just happened right there.
Yeah, you just took acid. I mean, if you take pure acid and you think you're just having some good, strong coffee, you'll go absolutely insane.
Hurt you.
Well, here's another one in Operation Midnight Climax.
That's what I was talking about.
Midnight Climax.
Yeah, the CIA set up several brothels in San Francisco to obtain a selection of men who would be too embarrassed to talk about the events. The men were dosed with LSD, the brothels were equipped with one-way mirrors, and the sessions were filmed for later viewing and study.
And these were, and they would put
blackmail.
They would put these drugged, totally brainwashed kids into those scenarios and use them. And also the idea of making future super spies.
Heroin addicts were, this is one of my favorites, heroin addicts were bribed into taking LSD with offers of more heroin.
Which just seems like, that's just amazing. Just give them LSD and listen to them Bed Folds fucking album. They won't need heroin anymore. But these are the official goals of MK Ultra. I just read through them quick. Number 1, substances which will promote illogical thinking and impulsiveness to the point where the recipient would be discredited in public. And that was a big thing because the first main target of MK Ultra was supposed to be Fidel Castro. And that was the reason why there was a gigantic push in the early stages of MK Ultra is that they wanted to make a Manchurian candidate to go kill him.
Right. Yeah.
Because they needed someone who could go in there and pose as one of his people.
And read these slower and reread that one. So the whole point was to make their past so insane that no one would believe them if they attempted to speak about it.
Or the same way, what's an ad hominem attack, where it's just the idea of you attack the person and like you make someone. It's like what the government does with people who say that UFOs are real. You just
every
say
political campaign and everybody.
You just say that they're ridiculous and that it doesn't matter. What they're saying doesn't matter because
then you don't have to
they're insane.
You don't have to rebuke anything that they've said about you. You just but
I mean, Jesus, this coming from two guys wearing fucking underwear on the outside of their clothing.
It's hot. It's hot in here. It's cold out there. Number 2, substances which increase the efficiency of mentation and perception, making people smarter and better, which they also thought could be an outside factor of LSD. But then they just found out it just made you groovy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And groovy does not actually mean efficient of mentation and perception.
You could
does
argue
not
the
mean
opposite.
efficient at all.
I'm saying I'm half groovy. Materials which will cause the victim to age faster, slower in maturity.
And this would be...
I don't know about that. That just sounds kooky dooky.
well, if you take
That
a
sounds
bunch of
like fucking
mushrooms...
Jack.
If you take a bunch of mushrooms, I think you're going to be slightly more childlike than if you don't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Actually, I can actually see LSD and hallucinogens.
I'd turn. You give me mushrooms and put me in the forest. I'd turn into a 5-year-old.
As you should.
Yeah.
And then you
Because that's
sort
what
of keep
God
that-
wanted.
That's right.
Materials which will promote the intoxicating effect of alcohol, which is just good tombs, good buds.
Put him in a strip club. You know?
Roofies.
That's all you need. Materials which will produce the signs and symptoms of recognized diseases in a reversible way so that they may be used for malingering.
What's malingering?
I'm not sure.
It's okay. I used to know what malingering meant.
Well, go back in your
Reverse-
brain
so-
dictionary and figure it out because we're looking like real idiots right now.
Yeah. But when they say materials, they're talking about drugs. Like these are
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Or really anything. It's like materials, it's techniques, it's stuff that you can do to someone or something they can take.
Okay.
Malinger, verb. Exaggerate or feign illness in order to escape duty or work.
Ah, very good. Perfect
Yes.
for spy work.
Yes, and I just realized as well when it comes down to like child sexual abuse and the aging thing that was number 4, number 3 there, the last one. A lot of people who are molested have very high-pitched voices. They have very childlike mannerisms. I mean,
What are you
obviously,
talking about?
what happened to you, Henry? Are you a victim of the MK Ultra program?
I ain't telling nobody.
Interesting.
Mickey Mouse did it, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
You're like a bizarre gangster
Hey.
child that was molested.
I was never molested.
Yes, good, Marcus.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm very happy that you were never molested.
Thank you.
Materials that will cause temporary / permanent brain damage and loss of memory. That was a big thing. So for a while, the government, this was happening in American soil until the year
1973.
into the year 1964, and then it moved to Canada, and ran by a doctor named Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron. And Dr. Ewan Cameron, who went on to form the APA,
Yeah, he's one of the worst ones out there.
he had this thing called psychic driving, and this is where he believed that you could, and was correct in many ways, so technically a good scientist, was that you can break a person's personality down using cycles of heavy electroshock therapy and then forced sleep.
Yeah.
Where it's like you would shock them for like 2 days and then fucking put them out.
And he was a
for like month.
radiation guy as well, right?
Yes, and this is where they discovered the use of ELF rays, which is also a byproduct of the of HARP.
Right.
The HARP rays that come out of that in order to suppress thought. And they were talking about it again. Kathy O'Brien's husband came out and talking about the machines that they have right now, these ALF transmitters that you could put in your pocket, and when you turn it on, you wouldn't be able to fucking write a check. You wouldn't be able to write your name.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is very interesting.
Yeah, it's
and this
absolutely
is
amazing.
that was where they did in this place called Ravencroft.
Wow.
This
Ooh,
giant
that's kinda
like
fun.
evil hospital in Montreal called Ravencroft. You see that hockey game there, eh? Oh, you see that game? Oh, it's kind of scary.
Oh,
in
yeah,
this house,
it's real good.
huh? Oh, I better zap her again.
Oh, hey, go. Why don't you let the werewolf in?
Oh, yeah, let that
Oh,
werewolf
you
in. Hey,
bring that werewolf
hey there,
over
buddy,
here.
You got my goalie mask?
Oh, yeah.
Hey there, buddy. Hey, I got this mental patient. I've been raping her for a couple of days. I think she'd be a good assassin, eh?
Hey.
I mean,
Ravencroft Hospital.
the Canadians can say and do anything, and it's always adorable.
But these people that were a part of that experimentation program have no memories.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of them are like brain damage.
So this was
Like, can
approach
they
number
make
2.
Can
This
they
was-
make new memories, or
yeah,
they
they
just
make
have,
new memories now,
Yeah.
but they have like they're fucked
Yeah.
because you just treated them like they were a car battery.
Yeah.
You like treated them like they weren't a person. You treated them like your cell phone. I'll
Right.
just jam a plug into my cell phone and then throw it in the corner and let it die and let it sit there for 5 days. That's a cell phone, and it deserves to be punished because every time it rings, it's bad news.
Every time. Every single time.
All right. So go back on with the list of materials.
Ba-da-ba. Oh, I need more. I need like a music stand.
Yeah.
Here, I've got it all pulled out. Do you want to get back to the
Let's
the
get.
materi- the,
I want to go
goals?
back to the goals.
Substances which will enhance the ability of individuals to withstand privation, torture, and coercion during interrogation and so-called brainwashing. So you just brainwash your soldiers until they can't be brainwashed anymore.
Yeah. Right.
And that's just what you do. Which I could use, because tell you what, these McDonald's commercials will take a toll on me.
They are, and I love McDonald's, even though
Love
it's
them at
terrible.
McGriddle.
But they still do that as well. A military friend of mine, he went there. He said the first night that he was there, they went to a large field and they just watched nonstop pro-America propaganda movies. It's nonstop for like
Like
18,
what kind of movies, though?
Just about the wars. They showed
The new
war
Rambo?
footage. Pretty much.
I love the new Rambo.
The new Rambo's amazing. Act of Valor
I'd be
might
down
been on
with
the
that.
might have been on the
I'll
viewing
watch
list.
that too. I like that movie.
And that's exactly what they did there with that. Yeah.
I don't think that I'd be a bad soldier.
Yes, I think that you,
You
would
know,
be.
I mean, you'd be a great desk man.
Actually, no.
I don't
think
think-
I'd be worse at a desk because at least
why
I could
is
be
my
used as a
paper all
human
wet?
shield on the field. At least on the
Yeah.
field, you'll shoot me in the head, then you could drag me around and protect yourself for a while.
Call
on
it
a
a
desk
human
job,
grenade.
I'm just going to forget the expense reports.
You're too short to
Yeah.
make a proper human shield.
That's
now,
true,
Ben,
too.
that is a human shield.
Well, that's true. But Henry would be great in instances of where somebody has to sacrifice their life while jumping on a grenade. Like your basic training would just be like you're
Yeah.
prancing
See,
around and be like
that's the thing.
grenade, and then you have to jump on
Unlike-
it. But then in the war, it's
I
like
have
a
this
real
weird
one.
thing where I'm like allergic to danger, and so when I see something like that, I normally just I will run.
As soon as you hear a gas.
As soon as I heard a gunshot, I'd be gone.
Well,
I'd be
naturally,
gone. I'd
that's
be
when
back
you-
in the mess hall. All the time it's like, where's the mess hall? That's what I'm looking for. Where's the hot dogs and the hamburgers around this place?
Well, you should know where it is. That's where you work. You know,
I'd be a
serving
great
up all the
Army chef.
beef. Oh,
That'd
you
be
would
amazing.
be you would honestly be the greatest army chef of all
Yeah, be
time.
like,
if we still
Hey,
had
it's
the
really
draft,
dangerous out there today, huh?
That's the
It's a
thing.
shame.
Marcus,
I
you're
cannot
going-
believe that we still fight this war, huh? And raviolis.
Marcus, you're on the front lines immediately. I'm doing
I'm
God
sniper,
knows
brother.
what. Yeah, you're snipering it. I'm just out there busting down doors, hurting kids, and just immediately in the mess hall. Henry Zabrowski serving up the meatballs.
Hey, you like a gravy? Oh, you getting a lot of gravy for me. Hold on.
And then you could see, like, over the war, the light go out of mine and Ben's eyes.
I can't wait for that. And I just, because I keep doing it just here on the podcast. Number 8, materials and physical methods which will produce amnesia for events preceding and during their use.
You know what? This whole list, all of these goals, you could really just make all these happen with a real good hammer.
That's what they did that. They did that though. They did it with raping you. They did it by raping you.
Yeah.
Every single time they were like, "What do we do? The LSC's not really the LSC's just making them dance around like draw shit and stuff." I guess we just rape them again.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
Mondays, huh?
Mondays.
I've got a case of them.
Yeah, I got a case of the Mondays, and now I'm sore from them. And it's dripping down my fucking back of my leg.
Might have a case of the herpes tomorrow.
Physical methods of producing shock and confusion over extended periods of time and capable of surreptitious use. Rape. Substances which would produce physical disablement, such as paralysis of the legs and anemia.
That's rape.
Rape again. Substances which will produce a chemical that can cause blisters, fire, and herpes.
Yeah, fire and herpes. Yeah.
Substances which alter personality structure in such a way that the tendency of the recipient to become dependent upon another person is enhanced.
Rape.
Which is the gay drug.
That's the gay drug.
That's the great. That's
and
the gay
Stockholm
drug.
syndrome as well.
Yes,
Right.
and is John Moreno with a bottle of gin.
Right. John Moreno from the last episode of the last podcast.
Round Table of Gentlemen.
No. He told the spooky story about the house that burned down in
Yes,
Florida.
yes,
That was
yes,
two
yes.
episodes
Two
ago.
episodes
2
ago.
episodes ago. A material which will cause mental confusion of such a type that the individual under its influence will find it difficult to maintain a fabrication under questioning, which is weed. Substances which will
It'd be
lower...
good if you got the weed day. If you just were the test subject for
Give me
weed.
some of that. I'll do whatever. I'll confess to anything. Give me some of
Absolutely.
that sweet nugget nug.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some of that OG Kush? You got some of that Endo Kush?
I think he wants it too much.
I'll just give it to him. He's a rad dude. He's having fun. Substances which will lower the ambition and general working efficiency of men when administered in undetectable amounts.
Once
Weed
again,
again.
Weed.
Fucking sweet. Yeah.
And these are things they might also
Chong
give
time.
to an enemy, not just a person they're...
Absolutely. of
No,
course.
not just
yeah,
your
it doesn't
friend.
want to make you people. They don't want to make people groovy. They just keep accidentally doing it. When they're not raping people, they're
No, but,
making
I mean,
people
at,
awesome.
At some point, they're like, okay, we've got to kill Fidel. That one to make him memory is worse, make him lazier. They're like, let's smoke him out.
That's literally
We're
what
just
they're
going to
saying.
go to his place and just fucking roll up a sweet Cuban, but instead of tobacco, fill it with nice nug.
They were also talking about how to dose him with LSD.
Right.
But then again, it's just like only lasts for a period of time, and then he's just embarrassed and he just wishes that
Pulls
he
his
was
pants back up
Yeah.
and says, if anyone mentions this, you're going to go to the camps.
I just wish I could turn back to the One Happy Modest Mouse album instead of sitting here trying to do this speech.
Yeah. It's just weird that they had all this music before, like...
Got myself into a cocktail. Da-da-da-da. Just something about the song just makes me feel good vibes, man.
It's a good song.
Fidel, let's get back to work being communists now.
Wacky. And we're down to our last couple.
Substances which promote weakness or distortion of the eyesight or hearing faculties. Preferably without permanent effects.
Faculties?
Yeah, faculties. Preferably without permanent effects, which means, just don't pop their eyes out.
Okay.
They wanted to, though.
I'm sure.
They're like, how do we make them blind without just popping their eyes out? Like, come on, let's just pop his eyes out.
No, we're not Germany. You're not in Germany anymore.
I just want to tie the twins together and see if they like the same peanut butters. Get out of here, Heinrich.
I'm sure they do. It was only chunky back in the day.
A knockout
Creamy is the
pill.
new development.
A knockout pill, again, just roofies. And a material which can be surreptitiously administered by the above routes and which in very small amounts will make it impossible for a person to perform physical activity. Weed again.
Indeed. So those are the 17
But
goals.
it's like, this is just scratching the fucking very surface of this. So, like, all this stuff kind of came out in 1973. There was a giant hearing about these things coming out, and they burnt all the files, and there's very little information. It's just this sort of shaky corroborative evidence of like certain like military officials that say that the project existed, and the victims that are very severely damaged either way. They either were damaged in the first place and they're totally irreparable, or they were entirely mentally fucked by this program.
And that is, it plays in well with the goals of the program. Make somebody's history and somebody's past and someone's current reality so unreliable, so unpredictable, and sound so insane that nobody believes them, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
And that's why none of this information has come to really mainstream media.
Yeah.
Now we just have to do it the old way with the educational system.
It isn't good.
That's all we have to do. Now we just make them discouraged by not teaching them well and jamming them in there like a bunch of rats.
That's exactly right.
I think kids really learn best when they are layered on top of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And they all fight for the one book.
Yeah, when they're terrified of like being the smart one in class, because, everyone loves the smart one. Like, they don't get beat up or anything.
No.
Yeah, they do.
They do? I wouldn't know.
Actually, yes, quite a bit.
Yeah,
I was a smart one until I was a funny one, then I stopped being the smart one.
Ah, interesting.
Now I'm not the smart one anymore.
All right, so we can wrap this thing up here. Anyway, what was the overall... Okay, so when did MK Ultra begin?
In 1953.
And it ended in 1973, so...
1967.
1967, and hearings began in 73.
Well, 73 was precipitated by the Watergate hullabaloo. All of the intelligence agencies were getting a little nervous, getting a little creeped out.
As they fucking should have been.
Yeah, as they should have, because they were doing awful,
awful
things.
shit.
Yeah,
Do
that
we know
was
who
not
the
a joke.
CIA director was during those years? at all?
Richard Helms.
Richard Helms.
He ordered all MK Ultra files destroyed. Pursuant to this order, most CIA documents regarding the project were destroyed, making a full investigation impossible. But a cache of some 20,000 documents survived the purge, as they had been incorrectly stored in a financial record building.
Well, I hope Mr. Helms is getting violently raped in hell.
Oh, he
Ever
most certainly
since
is.
his death.
I am going to, and we're going to put the documentaries up, and there's a lot of. I mean, of course, that's the one thing. Again, is this is just another section of the gigantic conspiracy theory that we unearth every single time. No mention of reptilians, though, which makes me kind of mad.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
when it comes down to it, I'm sure the reptilians would be like, "You mean I'm getting cut out of this?
Right?
You
They're very
mean to
upset.
tell me we're doing all this fun, awesome shit, and I'm not going to be there? I'm a lizard. Let me rape one of the kids. I'll break his
No,
memory." And
no,
you're
you
like,
can't have a
"Clockguard,
lizard
you
rape."
need to just cool out, all right? We got this.
Yeah.
All right, Waylon Jennings is going to rape a kid for this afternoon. What? Waylon Jennings is going to rape this kid? I'm a 12-foot reptile.
Yeah, but then he's gonna play for us after.
Oh,
That's
you're fun.
right.
Well, can I at least get backstage passes? Fuck yeah, green guy. Woo! He's like, I got the bruise and I got the girl.
I tell you what, Reptile, you and me, we're heading back to Lubbock, Texas. You're gonna meet my mama.
Woo! I'm a raper. Make her assassin. That's a big thing. You could just say that any rapist could just say to a further victim in the future is that they're just trying to make him an assassin.
Don't say that.
No, I mean, it's not going to work unless you're allowed to, like, kill the person who raped you.
Only if you're dressed up as a police officer, number one, or in a suit.
Yeah.
That's just why every time I see a fucking fat old white dude in a suit, I just want to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
They do the worst things
They're
on the
just
face
up
of the
to
planet.
no good.
Yeah.
Fun. That's all they're up to.
It's fun.
All right, everybody. That's
I don't
Marcus.
think
I'm
I've
Ben.
ever described a single good thing as fun. That
No,
guy had
good
more
things-
fun doing that than I had, like, going to Coney. You know, he had more fun
He
doing
had
that.
fun doing the thing that is the least fun thing to do, which is watching other people have a great time on acid. Yeah. That is the worst thing a human being can do. All right. So we'll revisit the subject as well. So talk to us on Facebook.
Oh, yeah,
and,
this is part one. I think we're just going to have to go through all the podcasts and just do part twos of everything.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
it's huge, and it all connects. with
because
Carp,
every single
and
time we
it's
get an
amazing.
inch farther in.
I mean, we
it just
didn't
gets
even
deeper
get
deeper.
to Ted Kaczynski.
Ted
We did
Kaczynski
not
and
get to the
Timothy
Unabomber-
McVeigh
and Timothy McVeigh.
and Sirhan. All these people, graduates of the MK Ultra class of '67. Oh, what a trip it's been!
That's awesome. All right. Well, that's episode 2. We got
Rap,
that.
ready, ribbity, rap, ribbity, rap. And see,
Did
every
you-
other one of those was the rap with the W. So.
Do you think if I put my mouth over the microphone and then like pour ginger ale on it, it would electrocute me to death?
Maybe. It might. It might. All right. That's Hong Kong Henry Zabrowski.
Hi, me!
Hail Satan. Thank you, Marcus.
Halgeen.
Hail
talk-
Satan. Only Satan can protect us from the government.
That's right. Magustalations, everyone.
Megustalations.